think that the clubs should have more security? Are you guys prepared for a heckler jumping on stage with you? What are you going to do? I want to know.
I'm looking at Mark and I'm looking at Capone. I'm looking like we look pretty fit. So I don't think we're going to have no issues if we motherfuckers hopping on stage. Or it's going to be one hell of a show. It's going to be one hell of a show.
Carlos, let me say, I've seen Capone invite hecklers on stage. Like, I've seen some things with Capone that I'm like, did he just invite 4 dudes to come up on stage? Like, and I'm like, all right, I'm probably, hey, Cap, I'm going to be in my car because I don't want to see how this ends. So, I say this, not every, there's a thing, not every comedian is built for the heckler, right? I call them the more cerebral comedians, the comedians that write and they go over their script out 1,000 times. And those people, they get frazzled whenever they're heckled, even at the very minimum, and then there are comedians that are up there telling their story that even if you interrupt them with googly goo, as I call it, just nonsense, right? We're able to try to convince you to stop, right? Or I'm grateful to work at comedy clubs where on the Friday that I arrive, I have a conversation with security and I say, look, I'm good at handling hecklers, but if I say, hey, get me a Coke, that means I need security to get somebody out of here because I don't drink Coke. So, I try to keep it very simple. Whereas if I can handle you, I will handle you. But if I know it's going to escalate beyond something that is fun, right, for myself and the audience to watch this unravel, because again, when people are drinking and you're not, it's not fun anymore, right? It's no longer fun. So we can have fun and it can be banter, but whenever it gets a little bit past a certain level, it is time for you to go because people have paid to watch great comedy and you're stepping on that possibility. So I think, the comedy clubs, number one, that I've been through my career have really great security and they work with us, hand in hand, it's lockstep. So I don't ever want to say that I've been in a comedy club where someone has jumped on stage and the security wasn't right there to rip their asses off. I've been there. I've been there. I've done jokes through the years that made women literally go bananas. So, but I will say that, there are comedians that how do you say that they're not streetwise. They kind of don't know when they're under attack until the person's on stage and on top of them. And, that's a completely, that's harmful for them because the temperature of the room now, I would say we walk into a room that's already hot. Mm-hmm. People are already, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. People are watching the news in their homes. They're getting all riled up. They watch, they're on their phones watching their favorite stupidity that is the news now. And then they get all riled up. Then when they get to the comedy club, comedians can't have an opinion edgewise. We can't say, hey, the policy on this, it sucks. The policy on COVID didn't do this, or they shut down comedy for 9 months. We can't even have an opinion because we're attacking their favorite television personality. So the world is a crazy place. So we as a comedian, we actually have to walk a finer line than we were walking pre-pandemic. It's a finer line. We've always been walking a line and we've always pushed the envelope. But some comedians are getting fully attacked. If they say by chance, hey man, F Trump, he did this, that, oh, forget it. Man, depending on where you at, this can go sideways very, very quickly, or same thing with Biden, right? It just depends on where you are. So my thing is that we just have to walk a finer line, be a little bit more smarter when we're up on stage, and also gauging the material, the good comics, the Capones, the Carlos, we're gauging the material. We know what's hitting and what's not hitting. So, we know how to press the gas when it's, when we got to make a sharp left, we know when to press the gas if we got to make a sharp right. That's to me, the difference between a comic that's following a script and a comedian that's up there feeling the room, getting the energy, so on and so forth. That takes a lot of gear changing once you're on stage so that you know what the audience is clicking with you on.
Capone, Taekwondo, or you calling security? What's going on stage with you?
I hate to sound like I'm a bad guy, but everybody knows me from the streets. And there's a certain respect that I have for the years of comedy that I've been doing. I've been I was called when I first started a heckler assassinator, and it's carried through my career. So I don't really get the hecklers no more. And like Mark says, I'm not looking for hecklers, and I'm looking for respect. And even if a guy is drunk and getting a little disrespectful, I know how to dismantle him verbally. And so that's a gift. And when you have that type of gift, you kind of don't worry about heck. I mean, you'll get the guys who get a little jealous. If a girl is laughing too hard, I still get that. Whatever the situation is, but I totally know how to control, and I know how to control myself. When I was younger, I was a hothead. I knew, the taekwondo and all of that. But at a point in my career, I know that I'm getting older, and it's just all about respect, not only for me, but for the people who paid their money to come to laugh. And that's very important that you keep that in mind and not let yourself become a hothead. Because I mean, it's not only men, it's women, drunk women too. And I don't drink. So once they get out of hand and you don't know how to handle them, next thing you know, you calling her all kinds of bitch and all of this. And you don't know that she might have a son that don't agree with you calling her a bitch. So you got to be very careful with what you say and how people are. And for a drunk person, I've learned to make them feel very beautiful when they're drunk. And that's been a gift for me, my career, since I've been going forward.
Carlos, are you serving up the 2 pieces in the biscuit in between jokes?
You're damn right. Hey, that's why I've been staying in this gym. I've been getting my mind together. I think you have to, at this particular stage of the game, like both gentlemen have said, the game has changed. So you have to be more cognizant of what's going on around you. I don't drink either, especially when I'm on stage, because I need to be able to see what's happening in real time. I want to be able to deliver my jokes, and if a heckler steps up, then be able to shut that down and then move on with the show that the people paid for. So I don't drink. I make sure that I stay cognizant of what's going around. But we are walking a very fine line these days. But we have a job to do, and our job is to be comedians. Our job is to tell the joke, and even if it's something that people don't like, our job is to make the funny out of it. So it is what it is. So they don't like it. Like Mark said, y'all can leave, but I'm staying here to do my job. That's it. And when y'all leave, guess what? We really gonna have a good time, because I'm gonna talk about y'all for the 5 minutes I got left to go. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll make this a really good time. So choose to stay and hang out and have a good time, or y'all get bounced and we have a good time without you.